All right, everyone. So there's a Mean Girls movie coming out this January, and the trailer dropped maybe a couple of weeks ago. Um, and I kind of want to talk about it. First, this is apparently like based on the Broadway musical that was based on the 2004 movie that is based on a 2002 parenting book, which is like wild to me. Like that is just insane. But anyways, I am like a pretty big fan of the musical. There's nothing crazy about the story, like, and I won't lie, like I've never fully watched the musical or the original movie, but like the songs, there are so many bangers in this musical. Like I'd Rather Be Me, Where Do You Belong, Revenge Party. Like they're probably some of my favorite songs from Broadway musicals. And Barrett Wilbert Weed, she plays Janice, I think. One of the girls. She has one of the greatest sounding voices I've ever heard. Like her songs are amazing. Um, but yeah, like there's something about some of the songs in Mean Girls, right? Like I don't know how to explain it. Like I don't know, like if it's like there's a term for it or whatever. But Mean Girls songs have a bunch of amazing like turnarounds, like the transition between different portions of songs, and like they always do a good job of like kicking up the energy and like propelling us into like the next part of the song or the story. And like I don't know, maybe it's just like the bias and me like coming up for like with reasons for why I think it's good. But anyways, I think Mean Girls does that better than like a lot of other musicals. But yeah, basically, trailer just dropped, and I watched it, and it looks like meh. Like I'm slightly worried about the casting. You got like Ned's girlfriend as Caddy. You have Moana as Janice, and then everyone's like second favorite brother from like The Summer I Turned Pretty, like as Aaron. And those three, like I don't know how they'll do. Like the guy, he does not seem like Aaron at all. I don't think Ali Carvalho has like that meanness enough to be Janice. And Andrew Rice, I don't know. It doesn't seem like not someone I would choose. Anyways, but more importantly, like I think the trailer is weirdly like bad. And it's so interesting because this was supposed to be a straight to streaming movie at first. Like Paramount Plus was supposed to get this, but at the end of this September, Paramount bumped it up to like a theatrical release for the MLK weekend for 2024. And I think if you're gonna try to like make this into a theatrical release, like it's insane how weird like the marketing is for this. Like the entire trailer is played with like "Get Him Back" by Olivia Rodrigo in the background. And like this is like a musical, bro. Like there's literally no indication in this trailer that it's a musical. Like why are you using an Olivia Rodrigo song when you have dozens of songs from the actual musical like for the trailer? Like and honestly, like I don't even think most people know that like this is based off of the Mean Girls musical. I don't think people know that there was even a Mean Girls musical on Broadway, right? Like no one knows, right? And also like "Get Him Back" doesn't even make sense for this movie. Like the song is about like getting back at a guy, like and making bad decisions with a guy who's kind of iffy. But then also like the idea of like not really being able to leave him and like still wanting him, like that kind of thing, which is like not at all what like Mean Girls is. Like Aaron, like he is the main love interest, and there's like a guy. But like he's literally like the maybe like sixth or seventh most important character in the movie, and like he's far from the bad guy. Like he's a good dude, and he's just like a pawn that's used as a plot device to have this like teenage high school girl power struggle thing, and like that just like annoys me. Like it's weird that they're just like spending money on that song and it's like a lame attempt to hop onto like the like popularity of Olivia Rodrigo and like the TikTok popularity of that song. It's just it doesn't make a lot of sense in that way. Like why would you frame this as something it's not? Like it is a musical and you're not using any of the songs there. Like anyways, then you have like the poster, right? Like it's like a close up shot of Regina George's character, who's probably like the most iconic homie from like the original movie. But then you have the title, but it doesn't like pop out at all. Like it just looks like the Mean Girls, like the actual text, the words, like they don't pop out at you. So it's like probably like the third or fourth thing that you see when you look at this poster, right? And it's not like Regina's a recognizable person like on her own. Like she's just like a blonde girl with like makeup on, like, and especially there's like a new actress, right? Like it's Renee Rapp, like who played her like in the actual musical. Like she played her, I think on Broadway. But like why? Like why? You know, like no one really knows who Renee Rapp is, except for like those like musical diehard homies, right? Like so that's weird that like they aren't like appealing to the musical crowd through the trailer, but they aren't appealing to like the general audience crowd at all. Like I think the big draw of Mean Girls, you see like the pink plastics and like that's kind of like the imagery that you get, but like we just get a close up face with like a girl with in makeup, and like that could be literally anything, right? And there's like no emphasis on like the Mean Girls part of the title. Like if you saw this zipping by on a bus, like I probably would think it's like some random skincare ad or something, right? And it's like bonkers that they don't mention how this is a musical, right? Like audiences, they like love musicals. They really do. Like no matter how dumb they are, like we as humanity, we just like musicals, right? Being a musical is often like a guaranteed marketing plus, and I don't know, especially because like our current pop culture discourse, like really dislikes remakes, and it's all about how like, oh, there's no original stories anymore, and like this trailer and this poster, it's like it's just coming off as a remake of a movie that came out like less than 20 years ago. And I've heard people say like, oh man, a Mean Girls remake already, which like it's not fully a remake. It is an adaptation of a musical, which was a remake, but like there's I think enough differences in the story and like in like the manner of how that story is told because it's a musical. It is like a different experience, right? And like even if it is just like a straight adaptation of that Broadway musical, and it just doesn't make sense to me, which is like weird. But I am excited to watch it, and I probably will watch it in theaters anyways. But anyways, go listen to Revenge Party, or I'd Rather Be Me on Spotify right now. It's good. I guess I'll see you guys in January with my thoughts of this movie later. But yeah, bye.